Is the CCP's demise near? Multiple prophecies strikingly similar. New drug discovered in Shenzhen, China's zombie drug rampant. Guangxi records historic rainfall, river levels exceed alert by nearly 1.6 meters. Xi Jinping actively embraces Putin, whispers secrets, US issues warning. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Is the CCP's demise near? Multiple prophecies strikingly similar. In recent years, China has faced widespread epidemics, a sharp economic downturn, skyrocketing unemployment, and escalating power struggles at the top, leading to the unprecedented disappearance and unwarranted dismissal of several high-ranking CCP officials. According to some experts, the signs of the CCP's downfall are becoming more apparent, reflecting ancient prophecies that are now coming to fruition. In detail, speaking on Crossroads of the World, Mr. Tang Hao, a seasoned media personality, identifies 4 key signs that the end of the CCP is near. 1. Political instability. CCP leader Xi Jinping faces ongoing threats of coups and popular uprisings. The recent new Five Antis campaign by the Ministry of State Security suggests Xi is in a constant state of alert, trusting no one, as anyone might be an enemy. She also frequently emphasizes the Maple Bridge experience, also called the Fengqiao experience, to incite the masses to fight the masses, suggesting that China is experiencing widespread civil unrest. Mr. Tang believes that this tactic is a clear indication that the CCP's reliance on police and paramilitary forces for maintaining stability is no longer sufficient. 2. Economic instability. China's economy is beset by financial crises, real estate collapses, withdrawal of foreign investments, climbing unemployment, and consumer fatigue, with deflation and the high unemployment crisis proving particularly challenging. These issues represent significant obstacles that the CCP seems powerless to overcome. 3. Military instability. Xi Jinping continues to carry out purges within the military, indicating unresolved tensions and mistrust toward military leaders. While he uses anti-corruption campaigns to target and arrest those in the military who oppose him, this has led to significant dissatisfaction among veteran military leaders. Some are even contemplating a collective action to force Xi to relinquish power. Mr. Tang explains that historically, when a nation's leader fails to gain the military's trust, the imminent threat of palace coups or military revolts often looms. The people are not foolish. As of now, more than 430 million Chinese have made the 3 withdrawals, meaning they have withdrawn from the CCP's Party, Youth League, and Young Pioneers. Furthermore, large numbers of Chinese are fleeing the country daily, heading overseas, with more than 37,000 having illegally entered the United States last year alone. He notes that this trend demonstrates that an increasing number of Chinese citizens are rejecting the CCP's propaganda and brainwashing, refusing to be ideologically held captive, and that control over people's thoughts is increasingly weakening. Mr. Tang contends that these 4 major indicators of decline are analogous to the CCP severing its own vital arteries. Without a rapid, life-saving intervention, it will ultimately bleed to death. Was the CCP's downfall predicted centuries ago? Ancient Chinese sages had foreseen the end of the CCP centuries ago. For instance, Liu Bowen, a Chinese military strategist, philosopher, and politician from the Ming Dynasty, accurately predicted the 2003 SARS epidemic and the 2019 outbreak of COVID-19 in his inscription on saving from calamity. His inscription suggests, one can only be deemed immortal after surviving the Great Calamity Year, referring to the period when the dragon and snake years intersect. Mr. Tang explains that 2024 is the year of the dragon, followed by the year of the snake in 2025, indicating that the period up to 2026 is marked by calamity. His interpretation, aligned with China's current events and ancient prophecies, suggests that a pandemic could potentially lead to the CCP's collapse, and only then can the Chinese people become immortals in the world. In another prophecy of Lu Bowen, named Tui Bei Tu, which translated into English as the Tablet of Prophecy, he also alludes to challenging years spanning the tiger, rabbit, dragon, and snake. Surviving these years, he suggests, is akin to attaining immortality. According to Mr. Tang Hao, these years span from 2022 to 2025. Lu Bowen specifically pointed to the period between 2025 and 2026, when the catastrophe of mankind will end and a new era will begin. Additionally, a Tang Dynasty poem by Zen master Huangbo describes the CCP's destiny ending with the year of the gold snake, which is 2025, aligning with Lu Bowen's forecasts. According to Mr. Tang, some people in 2023 analyzed the CCP's national fortune through astrology. They predicted a lifespan of 77 years, placing its end around 2026 with a possible one-year margin of error. This coincides with prophecies made by Lu Bowen and Master Huangbo. While the exact date of the CCP's demise remains uncertain, Mr. Tang Hao suggests that traditional Chinese cultural clues indicate a high likelihood of it occurring between 2025 and 2026, the year of the snake and the year of the horse. Only time will tell if these prophecies come to fruition. New drug discovered in Shenzhen, China's zombie drug rampant. On May 18th, buzz spread on Weibo about the discovery of a new type of drug known as the zombie drug in Shenzhen. This drug, scientifically known as 4-methylmethcathinone, which abbreviated as 4-MMC, was found during a routine check by Shenzhen Postal Customs. They noticed anomalies in the X-ray images of packages declared as buffet thermal tableware. Upon inspection, they uncovered several bags hidden inside metal equipment wrapped in brown plastic bags, containing white crystalline blocks weighing a total of 3,104.4 grams. Back in October 1996, China's Ministry of Health listed 4-MMC as a Class 1 controlled psychotropic substance, and it has been included in the 2005 and 2007 editions of the Catalogue of Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances. This means both producing and selling it are under strict control. The drug first came into existence in 1928 and was first detected in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, in 1982. It became notorious in the late 1980s and early 1990s in the United States and was found by French police and seized drugs in 2007. The first time someone uses 4-MMC, even just 0.5 grams, can keep them awake for 2 days and nights, and they might experience nausea, vomiting, and stay super excited. It gives a strong rush, reduces hunger, and cuts down on sleep. Abusing 4-MMC can lead to a lot of bad stuff, like delusions, anxiety, tremors, insomnia, malnutrition, dehydration, sweating, abdominal pain, nosebleeds, and body aches. There have been rumors online about people using the zombie drug and ending up with necrotic wounds, so severe they can go into comas, get blurred vision, and even contort their bodies like zombies. The BBC in the UK even reported on a man who tragically died after using the zombie drug. In China, the prevalence of 4-MMC appears to be notably growing. A notable incident reported by the Beijing Morning Post in 2011 involved a gang in Anyang City, Hunan Province, that had amassed nearly 200 million yuan, about $28.2 million, from dealing in these drugs. The deputy director of the Anyang City Public Security Bureau said that long-term use of this drug can severely damage the mind, almost as much as heroin, and some people have even suffered mental damage and died by jumping because of it. In 2014, these kinds of drug trafficking gangs also appeared in Guangxi and affected many other places including Beijing, Shaanxi, Shandong, Hunan, Anhui, Jiangsu, Fujian, and Shanghai. That same year, a big 4-MMC production and sale case was cracked in Guangdong province. In 2015, official Chinese media quoted official data stating that there are about 14 million drug users in China, with the number growing by an average of 36% each year. Guangxi records historic rainfall, river levels exceed alert by nearly 1.6 meters. From May 18th at 8 a.m. to May 19th at 10 a.m., Guangxi experienced widespread heavy rainfall, breaking the record for hourly rainfall with exceptionally heavy rains hitting Qinzhou, Fengchenggang, and Nanning. According to a report from the Guangxi Meteorological Office on the morning of May 19, in Longmengang Town, Qinan district of Qinzhou City, a 24-hour total of 610.5 millimeters was recorded, shattering the city's previous records. Additionally, the town recorded an hour of rainfall totaling 189.6 millimeters at 3 a.m. on Sunday, setting a new record for Guangxi. Following this, floods surpassed the alert levels by 0.19 to 1.59 meters at 3 stations across 3 rivers, leading to significant urban flooding. Social media images show severe flooding on Shenzhen Road in Nanning, where more than 10 cars were submerged, with water levels reaching as high as 1.4 meters. In other areas, the water was even deeper. The intense overnight rain caused extensive flooding throughout the city, leaving many car owners unaware that their vehicles were submerged. Having lived here for 20 years, they've never witnessed such severe flooding. Locals have expressed frustration, noting that this is the second major rain event in Nanning this year and criticizing the inadequacy of the city's drainage system. With the drainage system overwhelmed and no government rescue efforts forthcoming, some residents resorted to demolishing their community's fences to drain the accumulated water. The Guangxi Hydrological Center activated a Level 4 emergency response on May 17 at 5 p.m. Early flood warnings have been issued by hydrological departments in Nanning, Demise, and Fengchenggang, advising residents and relevant agencies in the affected areas to stay alert to changes in the weather, enhance preparedness, and take timely precautions. Weather forecasts predict several more days of heavy rain. From May 18 to 21, a significant rain event is expected to sweep from the eastern part of southwest China to the southern coastal regions, bringing severe torrential rains to parts of eastern and southern Guangxi and the central and southern coastal areas of Guangdong. These rains could be accompanied by short bursts of heavy downpours, thunderstorms, strong winds, or even hail. Earlier this month, Guangxi experienced a similar severe rainfall event that led to significant flooding. Xi Jinping actively embraces Putin, whispers secrets, U.S. issues warning. During Russian President Putin's visit to China, every interaction between him and CCP leader Xi Jinping attracted much attention. On the evening of the 16th, the two leaders strolled through Zhongnanhai, where the CCP headquarters was located. After nightfall, Xi personally escorted Putin to his car. A video released by Reuters showed Xi initiating a 3-second hug with Putin before they shook hands and parted ways. They exchanged whispered words, but the audio was removed. Reuters noted that the footage, provided by the Russian side, had the background sound deleted. This was the only video from Putin's visit to China handled in this manner. China's CCTV similarly covered the footage with music and narration. This naturally sparked curiosity about their conversation and reminded people of February 21, 2023, when Xi bid farewell to Putin at the end of his visit to Moscow. She said, "A change not seen in a century is coming, and we will drive it together." This remark caused a significant reaction in the international community, interpreted as a signal that China and Russia intend to jointly change the world order. For many years, Xi has been vigorously promoting his concept of a community of common destiny for mankind, aiming to reshape the global order. The New York Times reported on the 16th that Xi and Putin might use the summit to demonstrate their strength and unity, showing other countries that there is an alternative to the US-led global system. According to CCTV's report on the 17th, Xi and Putin attended the opening ceremony of the China-Russia Year of Culture and a special concert celebrating the 75th anniversary of China-Russia diplomatic relations at the National Center for the Performing Arts in Beijing on the afternoon of the 16th. In his speech, Xi said, "High mountains and flowing water find a confidant." China has a long tradition of using music to make friends and express emotions. Senior commentator Lan Shu told Sound of Hope that the relationship between China and Russia is a long-term strategic partnership that will only continue to strengthen, it will never weaken. This strategy was formulated long ago when she decided to turn left. After breaking completely with Western ideology and opposing the principles of democracy and freedom, the CCP chose this long-term strategy for establishing and developing its international presence. Chinese-Canadian writer Xing Shui stated that Xi Jinping and Putin have been strengthening the Sino-Russian axis, essentially forming an alliance against the entire Western world. Because both the CCP and Russia face sanctions and containment from the entire Free Democratic camp, the cooperation between China and Russia, between Putin and Xi Jinping, will naturally become closer. However, Ms. Shin noted that the CCP's cunning and hypocrisy are unparalleled in human history, always saying one thing and doing another. The relationship between Putin and Xi Jinping is indeed a community of shared destiny. Of course, they are also strange bedfellows, as their relationship is one of mutual exploitation between two authoritarian regimes. Xi Jinping certainly does not want Russia to lose this war, as it would be a significant blow to the current axis of evil in the world. However, he also doesn't want Russia to gain too much from this war because Xi Jinping has his own calculations. According to The Sound of Hope, during the concert on the afternoon of the 16th, Putin's demeanor seemed to confirm the discord between China and Russia. At what should have been a celebratory event, Putin's face showed no joy or smiles. He didn't even seem interested in watching the performance, his gaze not directed at the stage like everyone else, appearing lost in thought. When the audience applauded the performers, Putin reluctantly joined in, attempting to force a smile that looked more like a grimace. Although seated next to Xi Jinping, Putin's body subconsciously leaned away. Additionally, a photo of Putin during their extensive talks was particularly striking. He looked grim and his expression seemed fierce, suggesting he was very dissatisfied with the discussions. Since Western sanctions were imposed on Russia over its invasion of Ukraine more than 2 years ago, the CCP has been the Kremlin's lifeline. The CCP has been buying large quantities of oil from Russia and providing technological assistance to help Moscow resist economic isolation, supplying dual-use components like microchips, machine tools, optical equipment, electronic sensors, and telecommunications equipment to sustain its war machine. The New York Times reported that Putin is trying to escalate the conflict before Ukrainian forces receive weapon supplies from the United States, possibly wanting to ensure that the CCP is a reliable ally. Xi Jinping seeks to support his strategic partner and old friend, but he is also under pressure to avoid further alienation from the West due to his support for Russia. Xi is attempting to balance an alliance with Russia while stabilizing relations with the West to boost China's weak economy, a strategy some call straddling two boats. On the 16th, U.S. State Department spokesperson Vedant Patel said that Xi Jinping cannot expect to build better relations with Europe and other countries while continuing to exacerbate the long-standing threat to European security. When asked about Xi Jinping's remarks on Russian television expressing China's hope for the early restoration of peace and stability on the European continent, Patel said, "From our perspective, the solution is simple: Russia just needs to withdraw its troops from Ukraine." On the same day, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre stated, "We find it unacceptable that Chinese companies are helping Putin wage war against Ukraine." Let us know your thoughts on today's topic by leaving a comment below. If you found this video helpful, please share it with a friend. It inspires us to continue creating more quality and reliable content. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting insights from China Truths. Thanks for tuning in.